Jonathan, we're near the end of 2015. 2016 is upon us and it divides by 4, which means there's an Olympics. Now, the Brits are very pleased with the way we ran our Olympics in London in 2012. Any chance any of our companies are going to get some of the business in Rio de Janeiro next year?
Well, some will, but there is one that has said today that it definitely will not, and that is Aggreko, which is a supplier of temporary power supplies to events like Glastonbury and the Super Bowl and the Olympics. They said today that they are pulling out of bidding for Rio de Janeiro power contracts because they didn't win the first tranche, and they say that the sort of subsequent tranches are too small, really, and it is now too close to the wire for them to risk their reputation by bidding. In London, 2012, all the contracts for power supply were stitched up 20-odd months before the Games actually began. Here we are with 8 months to Rio 2016 and they're still bidding.
So hair-raising potentially for watchers of the Olympics. I mean, providing temporary power, is this a good business? It sounds rather niche. I mean, how much do they make from this?
It is a very good business if you do it right. So Aggreko is like all of these kind of plant hire businesses. You borrow a load of money, you buy a load of kit, and the key to the business is to keep the kit rented out. If your utilisation rate is above 80%, it's happy days. If it falls below 50%, then you are really struggling.
So solid management efficiency is what's rewarded here. I understand Aggreko has been quite a successful stock over the last few years. Partly I know this because they had Rupert Soames, the Churchillian grandson, whom I know because I had to write a note about Serco, which wasn't so well managed. So I know he left a couple of years ago. How have they been doing since?
Well, if you look over the long term, their record is outstanding. So they were spun out of a haulage company called Christian Salvesen in 1997. Now, between then and now, they've grown profits and revenues at about 14% a year for almost 20 years. They did very well under Rupert Soames, as you say. He left in 2014 to go and sort out Aggreko, and to go and sort out Serco. And since then, Aggreko's shares have been suffering. In fact, they've fallen 40%.
So is this another example like Terry Leahy and others who kind of leave at just the right time and leave a mess behind?
Well, possibly, but I think that the two, it's coincidental more than anything else, I think. Soames did a good job at Aggreko, and I think the issues it faces with profits fell in the last 2 years, they will fall this year as well, are more to do with the retrenchment in the oil and gas and mining industries, and also the wind down of military activity in Iran and Afghanistan, because they were a big supplier of temporary power to the US military.
So not another guy jumping off a sinking ship, just another of these difficult commodity and cyclical stories. Thank you very much, Jonathan.